Maya Bright slips it through. Good chance. Yasmin Ryan. Unselfish pass. And there's a goal back for Houston. Olivieri from Ryan.
What's up, H-Town and all around? I'm just laughing with all the technical difficulties I feel like I'm having right now. It's just friggin' amazing. Jesus Christ. But hey, what's up? What's it? What's up? I'm gonna do this again. I'm not gonna hit no more videos. I'm just gonna go through it and just get to the friggin' point and just oh man, just talk. So that's what I want to friggin' do right now. So, like I said, or was trying to say before the technology rudely interfered and interrupted with me, man, it's crazy. We played Angel City Saturday, 4 o'clock game, which was cool for me. I was able to drive to Houston and turn around and drive back. I needed to get back the same day, so it worked out. It was a positive. So, 3-1, man, but not a positive in the result that I was looking for. So, a lot of y'all were looking for. We didn't know what to really expect. Still, game number 4. We're still trying to play around and figure out ourselves. Angel City, they're doing well and came in undefeated. So, 3-1 result, not exactly the result we were looking for. But let's digress and let's go back to the start. Lineup. Lineup was a little bit different, and there were some changes in there that we weren't expecting. Like we said, we don't know what to expect. Fabrice was playing with it a little bit. Of course, Avery Patterson is still in. Well, not still. Was injured from her U.S. Women's National game, getting hit in the head with the ball. So it looks like she's under concussion protocol. We'll give you an update later in the episode too. See if she's going to be available this weekend. We'll see. Hopefully, it's still what is this Wednesday, early in the week. Still got 2 more days left, so we'll see. She has not been practicing yet, but anyways, let's go back. Lineup: Nielsen and Katie Lynn, of course, start, but then you also get Maggie Graham as the left back and Westfall as the right back. So let's just start right there. Westfall, um, silent, but didn't do nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing bad, was solid. So in the end, I'm happy she got her minutes. Was able to get out there and get a little fix with the team and just have some play some soccer. So show Fabrice that she can be used and can be utilized because she had not been utilized up to this minute until this game. So getting a start and did okay. I'm gonna say no mistakes. No big mistakes. Nothing that stood out to me in my eyes really. So you know. Good job. She can be useful back there when we're trying to is she coming off the bench, a defensive sub that we need back there, so that'll be cool. All right, Maggie Graham, left back. Uh, I think we could talk all night about Maggie Graham, but Maggie Graham at the left back. I saw that and I was like, oh wow, okay, we're desperate tonight because you saw no Landry Jacobs was on the lineup either or on the bench, so not available. So we're short-handed. No Chapman even on the roster at all. So where's she at whenever you do decide that you need her? But Maggie Graham started left back, and I thought she looked uncomfortable or maybe just felt uncomfortable. She didn't make any major mistakes. She didn't do anything wrong. She just played a left back, but wasn't able to get involved in the attack. Wasn't able to get too forward too many times and be, the dangerous Maggie Graham that we've seen. So she was kind of limited to her role this game, and it was a necessity. So, Fabrice even talked about her, having to play that role and not being able and taking her out of the six role. Yeah, so uh, get our players back, and she gets back to where she needs to be, whether it be the bench or whether it be starting either way. But it was a necessity. Like I said, she didn't make any major mistakes. Alyssa Thompson could be a beast, but that's the part of the game. But good for her. Looked good. I say she did above average, and Westfall did above average. Katie Lynn, Paige Nielsen, did what they could do back there in the back line. But all right, move to midfield. Move to midfield. Sophie Schmidt gets a start. Colaprico, Sheehan gets a start, and then you had Oliveria Ryan and Ordonez with a start finally, getting some minutes as well. But let's go back into the midfield. So you're putting Schmidt in there, you're putting the Colaprico in there, so you're mixing it up again, but you're going with experience Completely experienced. That's fine. I can't complain. You know, she gets a start as well. Sophie Smith ends up getting subbed out at halftime. She's done her duty. So again, I'm going to say Sophie Smith needs to be that role player coming off the bench in a defensive manner to keep hold down the fort and win the game. If you're going to put her back there with more experience, I don't know. Let's get some more. I don't know how she works. But she didn't mess up. She didn't do anything bad. She actually did pretty good. Was involved. But what do you do? What do you do? We didn't have much attack because Maggie Graham and Westfall didn't get pushed into the attack that much either while we were trying to push up. Brian and Oliveri on both sides, of course, and then the big one, Deanna Ordonez gets her start, plays a full 45 minutes, and they get subbed out at halftime. Almost scored 2 minutes into the game. Boom. Nice little header, I believe it was, or opportunity at least. So close, would have been nice to get that like right off the bat. Would have been crazy too. Would have been fun. Would have been but had a first half. It was to me a quiet first half. She did get some touches on the ball, but it's Ordonez getting back into the groove of things, getting used to this team. And then, of course, first half dash jitters, where we just don't do that well to begin with in the first place. But we'll come back to that and we'll get into that. Man, Evelina Duljan was missing. She was not available for this game. Missed her coming off the bench. Hopefully that was just something that was just one-time game. I do believe she was at practice this week and reported at practice, and so I hopefully hope to see her come back. As I mentioned, D start. But he started the striker. But man, same thing. When we come back to the Houston Dash, this is game number 4, but it's been the same thing for 3 games already. The tempo's been super slow. We slow starting. Some of those games we've been okay defensively. We didn't give up anything. Some of those games, or one of those games, you give up goals and then it's too late to fight back. Washington. This game, same thing freaking happens. We have a slow start. We're not moving the ball very fast, very methodically, very intelligently. We're just kind of moving the ball, and Angel City's allowing is able to press a lot easier. Of course, when the ball's not moving quickly around the pitch and your team is just kind of discombobulated, unfamiliar, uncomfortable right off the bat, then it makes it easier for the defense to press on you. And they were able to press. They were able to win some ball, get some of that possession on their own for Angel City, and just that's where they were able to attack us and get onto our goal and push some shots on Jane Campbell, force the defense to play back. But unfortunately, there was rebounds and defensive blocks that led right back into the midfield where there was just nothing but open space and no defenders, no midfielders. So that's a big issue right there. That's a big issue. But we'll come back to that as well. But tempo, the team has just got to come out and play like they've been playing in the second half every single game. First half, slow start. Let's make some changes and the subs. It seems like it's the subs, but the subs have been different in various games. So it's just the whole second half. I don't know what this mentality is. How they're just slow and first getting that slow start in the second half. Now they believe in themselves. Come on, whatever it is, we just got to figure out what the answer is to it and come out and play and fight fast, especially in this next game coming up. We'll talk about that as well. But like I mentioned, the 2 goals we gave up pretty quick and pretty early just were kind of embarrassing to me. Not too embarrassing. It's just the lack of the team getting back on their defensive foot, the front foot or the back foot. I mean, and just having your midfield is chasing the Angels midfield down, and they're the ones recovering the rebounds and taking 2 open shots from outside the box, and put in the net. What do you do? What do you do? So you got to remember your role. I know we're pushing up and we're getting countered on, but you do got to retract back faster and get back faster. So it just sucks. Too bad the rebounds are going right back into the middle of the field. That's a little bit unfortunate or lucky. You try to clear it out and it just doesn't clear very far, and the other team's ready to trample. Offensive players are always in the right place at the right time, and defensive players aren't. So you know how it works. It's just the damn way the game, the ball floats, the way the ball falls. And of course it falls for Angel City's side this time. Makes us mad, especially when you're right there, you're enjoying the weather, a little bit of a vibe going on. It was a small vibe, 5,500 people, but enjoying the game, man. But Angel City, got their 2 goals. And it was just, lack of defending over the box, top of the box. And I think Fabrice talks about it later in the press conference. But it is what it is, man. So just sucks. Of course, second half starts. What happens? The tempo raises. The team does a lot better. They're moving a lot better, a lot more possession. All of a sudden, they're getting some attack on. It's crazy, man. What is going on here? I don't know what it is. Whatever they're doing at halftime, they need to do in the first half too. Before, I mean, if they don't have enough juice and they're just saving it for the second half, and they need to get a better witch that makes a better brew, so that they can have a brew in the first half and then a brew at halftime and come out and just be badass in both halves. So I don't know what to do there, man. Reese, it's on you. You got to figure it out, buddy. Sorry, but so subs are made also. Tempo continues. Opportunities are there. Opportunities are fed in. You know, you get a Messiah Bright that jumps into the game, and not too long after she jumps in the game, she feeds a ball to Yasmin Ryan, who unselfishly plays it back across to Barb Oliveri, and I don't know what she was doing, trying to like, hey, that's gonna be my right-footed goal, yes, or just thinking goal, yes, or changed her mind and said, okay, this should be my left foot. I don't know. She tripped over the ball, but God, it went the right way. Still, still winning the goal, still winning the net, still counted. Probably hence there wasn't like a super celebration. It was just a celebration, and then of course you're still losing. So I'll take the goal. I'm not going to complain about the goal. But yeah, you know that what a star right there. Just to give that one up. The keeper's in your face. Defender is coming on. So it was a very intelligent move to make, and it worked out. Whew. Barb, thank you for finishing that ball. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But hey, got the goal. It just was a little too late. Couldn't find another one as we're trying to counter. Of course, we're left wide to frig open. They play a deep ball to Alyssa Thompson, who's got blazing speed, and just it's her and Jane Campbell. What do? You know that's a goal coming, so you don't even want to look. You just kind of want to look away. Alyssa Thompson does her job. Jane Campbell almost guesses right, gets her fingertips on it. I feel like, but still goes in the goal. 3-1. You know that's the nail in the coffin. Nothing else can happen. You can't get no goals. You can't get a tying goal. You're not coming back from that. Oh man. So it's basically a 3-1 win for Angel City, and the Dash will now have a loss at home again and have to go back to the drawing board because there's a lot to figure out. Because you know, second half tempo is going to raise. You're going to push the envelope, but you can't allow counters like that. So you still got to be mentally knowing what you're doing and your roles and your positions and how you're guarding and who's over there. Alyssa Thompson with some blazing speed. Don't let her get a step on you. Come on, you know, Katie Lynn. I'm sorry, you ain't got no speed, no pace, but you're a great defender. But I don't know if you were the last defender to tell you the truth. Yeah, you're just thinking that's where you're at. So we got to figure that out. So there's a lot to figure out. You know, first half tempo, second half we're gonna push. Don't get counted on as much. You got to defend still at the same time. So a lot to figure out. And like we said, there's a beast coming up next week. So not a lot of time to figure it out. And you're on the road. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. One of the subs that came in, Michelle Alozia, played the right back. Came in as the right back. An unnecessity. So I mean that's a player that also could have started the game maybe, but again, I like her coming off and playing the right back, and it just was a very high tempo and just made a difference in the game almost immediately. The ball was going wide to her several times in the final, you know, however many minutes it was she played. I'm not sure if it's the 45 or subbed in later. You know, I guess I can look. It's right here, friggin' in front of me, and then I can just tell you the friggin' truth, right? She came in the 63rd, 62nd minute, so she got a good 28 minutes, but was very effective in getting that ball on that edge and getting crosses in, dribbling into the box, moving the ball across, and giving us opportunities. We just weren't able to put those opportunities onto the net or into the net. Some of them were on target, but not too really, not too many. So you know, good job for Angel City for holding down and doing their job. But I like what Michelle Alosia was able to do, and she even mentioned she's an attacking player who's got to play right back. She's familiar with the position, obviously with Nigeria. Talked to her in the mixed zone after the game. Obviously, I'm sure y'all seen the video. If y'all haven't, go see it. It's there. It's posted. But uh, did really good. She felt good. She's familiar with It's also another role, a position that she could be used in if we're needed, or if she's needed to get some time. But so versatile, and look what you can do with her. She's a good substitute for Avery Patterson. If you have Avery Patterson start on the right, you put in Alozia. If Avery Patterson's run out of gas, Alozia is going to pick up that same pedal and do the same thing that Avery Patterson's doing. So I like that little role, that little aspect that she can add to the game for this team. Especially when you're trying to score another goal late in the game, you could have Avery on the other side and Alozio on one side. So I like that option. I like that option, man. Very cool to have that option. I don't know. I'm curious as to what y'all think. You know, when y'all listen to this, go comment. Tell me you like Alozia as a right back option, or no, you prefer to see her as a striker option or more as a winger option. Curious. But this one, next one, the Messiah Bright versus Deanna Ordonez debate. I've been kind of having it back and forth on this show on weekly, but it hasn't been fair to Ordonez because Ordonez hasn't been playing, hasn't been getting time yet. She's coming back from her injury. So now she does get a start. She does get 45 minutes. Messiah Bright subs in at halftime for her, gets 45 minutes herself. When you go and look at the stats, it looks like Ordonez had a more effective game, but from what I watched, it looked like Messiah Bright had the more effective game with lesser touches, more touches in the box for the opponent, in the opponent's box for Messiah Bright. Of course, Ordonez had the shot on target. Messiah had two missed shots. Messiah did have the hockey assist. She did play that ball to Yasmin Ryan because she did win the ball defensively. Turned, played the ball to Ryan. Ryan played the ball to Barb. Barb scored. Um, so I'm going to ask y'all as I ramble here in a second. You do now have the 45 minutes of Ordonez. You saw what she was. Of course, it's a slow tempo first half dash team that nobody likes right now, with the Messiah Bright who brings in a little more pace and agility in a second half high tempo team where everybody loves, and she gets to play at 45. So I'm not sure if the debate's still fair. We do need to get more time for Ordonez, and I'm not saying bench her. Just debating on which striker I prefer to start for hypothetical reasons, or just something for for Greece to think about. But they both have their pluses. I think I like the intangibles of the pace and the agility that Messiah Bright brings to the game. It's a little bit different than what Ordonez does. Ordonez is dangerous in the box. So if you're going to find her in the box on a cross, on a header, on a corner, or something like that, you're dangerous. Ordonez is going to find a way to score. She does find her way to put herself in good places too when she's in the box. Messiah Bright has been a workhorse and just putting herself anywhere and everywhere on the field and available to do her job and make sure that she's doing her job accordingly and just doing it correctly. And she hadn't done nothing wrong, but she's not scoring right now, so we do need a score, a striker that can score. So somebody's got to figure it out. Nobody's scored as a striker yet. And we what, three strikers so far or four? Yas, Bright, Ordonez, and I don't know. I think that's it. Who else has played in the striker role? All right. Moving on. I'll let y'all debate about that as well. And just think about that. We'll go into it a couple more games, and we'll keep bringing it up on the few episodes. And as I bring in a guest, I'll ask them how they feel about the Messiah Bright and Deanna Ordonez factor, and which one they would rather start, or that role that you would prefer to use those players in as well. So we're only using the one striker role right now, so you can't start them both. I mean, you can put them both in the field at the same time, but it's not likely you're going to start them like that. So curious to what y'all thoughts are. I I guess I hadn't even said. I've just kind of talked about it, but I think I would start Messiah Bright, especially right now. And Ordonez can come off the bench late, especially the way the Dash are playing with that high tempo and getting more balls in the box and more opportunities. Let's give Ordonez those opportunities to find the ball in the box and get it on the net. And Messiah with her pace and agility, because she can tire out and stretch that team, the opponent first in the first half as well. Now that you know that's such an issue, so use her. and your wingers, and let's push that tempo in the first half a little bit more, and then you can use Ordonez off the bench, or vice versa, But we got to push that tempo in the first half either way, and give Ordonez the opportunities if she's going to be a first half or a second half sub or a first half starter. Find a way to get Ordonez the friggin' ball, man. Crazy, huh? Such a crazy thought. Just whoever you get the ball in the final third, get better shots, get better opportunities. It's you see bright spots, but it's got to get better. We'll figure it out. But again, there's a beast coming. There's a beast coming. Uh, let's go back. Katie Lynn, 150. Way to go, girl. 150 games in the NWSL. What a shout out. What a good time. She was happy about it as she held her kid in the press conference afterwards. She was one that got to speak, and I know it means a lot to her, and that's something special. It's 150 for the dash. That's a cool moment. So shout out Katie Lynn, or Katie Naughton, as football has it still here. I'm not sure what your professional soccer name. It has to be Katie Lynn. It's on your damn jersey. So what am I talking about here? That's just a big duh. All right, man. Since we kind of been breezing through this show pretty quick, there hasn't been any news going on throughout the week other than the game and just reviewing it. Nothing special. We're trying to keep an eye on the players that were injured. I didn't get a report about Natalie Jacobs to see if she was at practice. Doljan was at practice and was involved at practice, so that's a good sign. Avery Patterson was not seen at practice, so that's not a good sign. So, like I said, we do have 2 more days left in the week. Let's see if we can get both of those players, Natalie Jacobs and Avery Patterson, back. Did see Heather Hens after the last game too. She looks healthy. She looks fine. So maybe she'll be back soon. And then the Abby Smith and the Heather Hens fight can really start and see who's that gonna be that backup keeper. Who knows? But I'm okay with Abby Smith. I'm really okay with Heather Hens because we've seen her. We like what she can do. I know Abby Smith's on the back end of her career and experience wise though could make the right decision. So that's a debate for another day when we know Jane Campbell is going to be missing for camp and won't be available. But that might be a minute, minute. But I guess, man, should we move forward and talk about the beast that is the Kansas City Current, and we play at 6:30 on Ion on Saturday night. Of course, they want to do 6:30 when the Dynamo play at 7:30, uh, but I will make sure to see my whole entire 2 hours for Houston Dash and focus on that game as well. And then Dynamo will have to be on the back burner. Sorry, boys, the girls come first. Unless it's 6-0 at halftime. Then we might have to change something, switch the TVs or switch the games, or just pay attention to the Dynamo game, or it might be gonna be there in person anyway. So, but I'm gonna be watching the Dash and focus on the Dash on TV anyway. So we'll see. But play like I said, Kansas City Current, who is the beast, the beast, the beast. Them Orlando Pride and Angel City are all undefeated. So Angel City has a tie that separates them from Orlando and Kansas City. Orlando, Kansas City 4-0. That's crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. We know who they are. They're just incredible. But Kansas City has given up a goal at home. That's the good news. So there's a bright side to it, maybe. But how are we going to stop them? I don't know. This would definitely be a defensive game for us on the road. A slow start for damn sure. How are you going to attack this? Kansas City's a dang good defensive team as well. So that's going to be just man, I'm not expecting much from this game, but anything that comes out of this will be a damn good sign. So I'm hoping that we can do something, compete, and be competitive in this game. They're just going to be so dangerous. Tawinga, Levanta, Jesus, more. Oh, they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming, and you don't know what to do stopping. They have 12 goals in the season so far. That's three a game, right? Okay, so we're expecting that, I guess. I'll be optimistic and expect 3 goals against us against Kansas City. 10 of those were on open play, not set pieces, not nothing else. 10 of them were open play. 2 of those were penalties. 10 goals on open play. So that just explains how dangerous they are, and they counter. They counter. So they play defense, they play defense properly, and they counter your butt and put it on. So if we can't advance on them at all, we're going to struggle big time in this game because we're going to have to be able to make our passes and our passes swiftly and and just brilliantly and make sure we hold on to possession to slow them down just a little bit so that at least they're not taking as many shots on us as we're going to expect. But they're going to put the ball down our throat and we'll see what happens, man. So defend to win. Maybe you'll start 6 defenders in this game. And shoot, you might just have to play 3 midfielders, a keeper, and a forward, and that might be just the lineup right there. But to just get out and do something against the Kansas City Current, man, that's going to be crazy. So I don't know how y'all going to feel. Expecting some players back, some players not. Avery Patterson, maybe not no Natalie Jacobs. We definitely need Natalie Jacobs back for damn sure for the defensive side of this. If we want to hold a 0-0 or 1-1 draw, if we want to try anything, we need Natalie to be back. Oh man, that's gonna be this game's gonna be hard. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be there. Not be there, but I'm gonna watch. I'm there for you, girls. So I'll be rooting for you. I'll be watching. I'm not gonna miss a minute of it. So let's see how we can do that. Uh, it's gonna be. It's y'all laugh with me. I guess. I'm sorry. I apologize. But what do you do? I guess. Ah, I'm hoping it's not 4-0. I'm hoping it's 1-1. Where the goal's gonna come from, I don't know. We're gonna have to make it happen and catch them slipping or something, or just make a goal happen out of nothing. I don't know. And just hope that we can stop them, and hope that we can stop them. So not a lot of bright see not a lot of bright spots. And then of course if we get our butts kicked, we won't have a lot of listeners next week either. That'll be the hard part, the sad part for me. But I'll still be here. I'll still do it. I should have a guest on next week as well, or Andres will probably be back. We might see that. So welcome back, Andres. We'll see you if you are here next week. Some people talking in the chat. Oh, I gotta pay attention to that too, as I get ready to do the NWSL Roundup score and see what can. Yeah, how can we stop them? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How can we stop them? We can't stop them. I don't know. Like 6 defenders, maybe 7 defenders. Maybe 7 defenders will be the answer to that question. um, 2 keepers. 2 keepers. That's what it is. We play 2 keepers. Chewingo still find a way to score because she just, I don't know. She'll use her flash speed and then all of a sudden, trick the keepers. Both keepers are dabbed the wrong way. So I don't know the answer to that question. There's not an answer right now. Be the Orlando Pride, and that's how you beat Kansas City? Maybe Washington? I don't know. But all right. I'll move on. I don't know, man. Rub a genie bottle. That's how you beat them. That's all right. Let's stop before I get all miserable and shit. All right, NWSL Roundup. Games from last week. Utah lost to Portland 1-0. Of course, Houston Angel City. I'm listening to home teams first. Louisville lost 2-0 against Washington. Seattle lost to Orlando 1-0, as I mentioned. San Diego lost to Kansas City 2-0, and the only home win of the whole week was Gotham beat North Carolina 3-1 at home. So Orlando's still undefeated, like I said, 4-0, and then KC 4-0. That's just crazy. And then Angel City 3-0-1. That's just crazy too. Just for what they had to go through, man. It's just nuts. So where do we stand on the standings? Oh no, that's not cool. We only tenth. So that's not too bad. We're not 14 in the league. That's not bad. Sitting in 10th. 8 make the playoffs. So we're right there. We're working around, but not good when you're playing Kansas City Current next. Shoo-wee. So apologize. Angel City 2-0-2. They have 2 draws. I thought, yeah, that's right. That's 2 draws. So and then Washington, friggin' with a 3 wins and a loss, sitting in third place. That's nuts. So we know who the top 3 are. Whatever. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 4 undefeated teams through 4 weeks. That's crazy too. So we got to work on this parity thing and break that up. But also, Utah versus Portland was the NWSL's 1,000th victory. So I guess 1,000th game. I guess you're going to call it. Well, no, it's not 1,000th game because draws are not victories. So 1,000th victory. Portland Thorns gets Portland Portland Thorns gets credit for the 1,000th win in NWSL history. That's just a little shout out. That was just cool. All right, moving forward. Y'all want to know what next week's games are, or this week's games are coming up Friday night? There's a triple header, so this Prime After Dark is the good one to watch, and it's a rivalry game as well. But Utah Royals play Chicago at 9:30 NWSL. Seattle plays Portland. That's a rivalry game. That's on Prime. Oh yeah, that's 9 o'clock. The other one's 8:30. By the way, these are Angel City versus Gotham. That's crazy. Gotham all the way. 9:30 on Friday night. All right, Saturday night. Racing versus San Diego. Orlando versus Washington. Ooh, that one's worth watching. That's 5 o'clock. That's 4 o'clock on Ion. Cool. You can watch that early or as I'm pre-gaming early before the for the Dynamo game. North Carolina Courage. Jesus Christ. Versus Bay, and then of course Current versus Dash. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Rooting for you. I don't know what you're gonna do. You can place 5 defenders and 4 or 5 forwards, and just skip the midfield, put a wall up, and then just play 5 forwards, kick the ball forward like you're playing kickball, and get it to the forwards, and just those 5 got to play possession against the Kansas City's defense. Is that the best option to do it? I don't know. But guys, I am running out of time here tonight. Had a little difficulty, so I kind of rushed this episode in just to a 30-minute episode. That's all good and dandy. As I check the chat one more time, really, it's kind of, yeah. Yeah, like the number 1,000. That is cool. That is, and unique too. And I didn't know that until I was just kind of breezing through doing research for the show tonight, just to kind of catch and figure that out, and just seeing all the milestones from other players too. A couple other players hit 150 or 100 games. Dabinia, I think it was 50 goals and 30 assist club that she made as well. So that was neat to see that milestone as well. But yeah, 1,000 wins in NWSL is a huge milestone, especially the way club, this league is growing and growing and growing, and it's time for them to get the notoriety, and that's cool. Too bad we couldn't be a part of that 1,000th win, but Portland had the first game anyway, so they would have got it regardless. So it would have been nice just to get a win, period, man. But yeah, Benjamin, thanks for joining in and listening in to the chat, and comment when you see me on Twitter, on Instagram, and let me know some of your thoughts about the episode and some of the things that I was talking about, and kind of something, hey, what you expect to see coming into this game coming up against Kansas City. Kind of want to get your curiosity going on Twitter, on IG, and let's start it back and forth with some other people and see if they agree as well. But guys, it's 9 o'clock, and like I said, I don't want to step toes on my friends over at Bio City. Orange and Blueprints is about to start with Manny over there and Diego, and they're going to talk some dash as well. But guys, you know where to find us. Dynamic Foxtrot on X, or formerly Twitter, and Instagram at the same handle. You also have, hey, don't forget we put out Fox in the Box today. Go make sure y'all go read that newsletter. That comes out weekly, so look forward to that. And don't forget, Noodle Time is live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with our host Mark. Dynamic Foxtrot will be there. I'll be there as well. Not sure if Juana's be there, but hey, get the whole crew in there, and we're going to talk about that embarrassing 1-1 talk with LA. Hey, but like I said, you'll know where to find us. We're everywhere. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. I gotta do more on TikTok though. We're on Twitter or X. We're at the stadium, so if you're walking around and you see and you got a moment, man, say, hey man, I want to talk, and I'll set up the camera and we'll talk to you right there. And I'll pass out the business card, let you know where to find us. It's on Foxtrot TV, as Benjamin's found us here live, bro. I know. So appreciate you jumping in with us tonight, or us, me and my other self talking to myself tonight. So guys, this is the Dash Dispatch. I appreciate y'all. H is up, and we'll see y'all on the other side. Peace. Hopefully we come back with a friggin' dash dub.